Hello. Yeah, good
So,
evening,
good
Dr.
evening.
Senthil here.
Yeah, I was wondering, is it the same Dr. Sendil? Okay, you want to say a few words, doctor, before we could start?
And no,
How can
you
I
can
start?
get it started. No problem. I just,
Fine, fine. I'll
yeah,
just,
yeah. Please start. Please start.
okay, okay, fine. Okay, doctor. So, good evening, everyone. Thanks for being present on a Sunday evening. So, this is the session 2, basically, of what we were discussing earlier, all about digital marketing. We had a session 1 last week. So I just wanted to know if anyone of you has any queries in session 1 that we had. We've also shared some material. So if you have any queries, you can ask me. I may be able to answer that before I could get into the second session. If you have any queries, you can ask me now. If you have no queries, then I will straight away get into the part 2 of our program.
If we have missed it, then what is the way out? Can we again listen to it?
Yes, doctor. Yeah, the recording is available. The 2 hours recording is available, and there is also a detailed presentation what I have given. The material is also available. Mr. Suren has sent to all the registered mail IDs last week itself. You can request it again. You can share your email ID and request it again. They'll be able to send you. Organizer, Ophthall will be able to send you.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. So then let us get started then. Okay. So thanks for that. Someone has let the other person in. So let me just get started today. Okay. Can you all see my screen? Hello?
Yes.
Very much.
Can you see my screen? Very good. Yeah. So this is a question which, a lot of people ask me, like, this is like, something which is like the basic fundamental of marketing, whatever we do basically. So unless we understand this part right, then everything else that we may be able to do, we may not really understand what we are actually doing. There are a lot of confusions with respect to people who are trying to understand what is marketing and what is branding. If we can understand these two parts clearly well, then I think most of our marketing problems can be understood very clearly. Where from the marketing problem is coming. So the first part is, understanding what is branding and then what is marketing. So branding is something what people are already having an opinion about you, basically. So it is what people talk about you in your absence or in your presence. Marketing on the other side is what you talk to people. So here is an example just to show you. Here there is an individual who is introducing himself to one lady and saying that, hello, I am John, a great musician. So this person is saying who this person is to a lady. So introducing, marketing. Branding is the other person already knows you and says that, oh my God, you are John, the great musician. So marketing is about what we are trying to communicate in the market to persuade people to opt or to approach us, basically to avail our services. Branding on the other side is what people already have some opinion about us, which could be their direct experience, which could be an experience from the people that they have already heard about you. Or that is mostly you say that, right? Like you already get patients who are reference. So these referrals are people who are already having a direct brand experience. They are passing on this experience, this branding knowledge about you, their opinion about you to their people who may be able to benefit from this knowledge. So this is called branding and this is called marketing. If this difference is clearly understood, maybe if you have questions, you can ask me. I'll give you breaks in between. If you can understand this part, then you will know when you are trying to do something in social media. Today the talk is all about social media. What are we actually doing? Are we doing branding? Are we doing marketing? Okay. Branding is more about opinion creation. Okay, so somebody is already having an opinion about me. So what should I do or what is it all about? Branding is a process wherein you take structured approach to create opinion about you. If you allow people to create opinion about you on their own, people will create opinion about you based on their own limited understanding about you. So what you do is you create a structured approach or a structured method basically through which you try to communicate about you through various different methods and various different mediums in a consistent way. And that is the way through which people should understand you. For example, there is a patient who's coming to you, like he's been coming to you for the last, say, he's known to you and maybe say for the last 3-4 years and is known in the neighborhood area. The patient comes in basically for their problem or for their problems relating to, the eye problems relating to their somebody in the household. So every time they come, they only think that, this doctor who is there, the next door, can do the eye checkup. If there is a problem in the eye, they can take care of it at a basic level. This person does not know that you are actually very good cataract surgeon. When this person has a problem relating to cataract surgery, but this person is not trying to approach you, but is trying to go somewhere else, thinking that there are people who are not in this region who do this, but there are people who are outside the region. Even though you are sitting in the very same place, this person is not aware about it. So what is happening here is the knowledge of the individual about you is very limited. And that is what is happening in a lot of tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 locations. Basically, despite a good doctor being there, a good facility being there, this communication, this very basic communication is not reaching people in their neighborhoods, because of which people always think that they have to go to city to get treated. So this is such a common phenomenon that happens. But what do we do basically when this is a scenario, and how do we really look at creating an impact in the market? So that was just to give you an idea of what is branding and what is marketing. Now let us understand how to achieve this, whether it is marketing or it is branding. How do we achieve it? Through social media. So whatever we do, basic foundation with respect to healthcare marketing, the ethical way of doing things is all about education. There is no restriction in education. We already discussed this in our previous class as well. In fact, government spends millions and billions of dollars. Every government basically spends millions and billions of dollars to educate people on various health awareness initiatives. And if you as doctors, if you can also spend your time, that's the most valuable component here, and also share your expertise to people in a way that they can get educated properly. If education is done properly, conversion is only a byproduct. So conversion will automatically happen. If you are trying to do more promotion, it does not mean you will have more conversion. Education is more powerful than conversion. This is what we saw, and this is what we're going to emphasize and see in this class as well. We'll go step by step. So this method also, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to, trying to break down the entire concept of social media in easily understandable forms. And in this session also, we are having, like how we had 5 sessions in the last 5 parts in the first session. In this session, basically, we are going to have 3 parts, basically. In these 3 parts, I'm going to break down each one of the components relating to social media, and I'm going to give it to you. So it starts basically from the idea. What are the different types of ideas that you can think of when it comes to social media marketing or social media branding? And then how do you really plan and organize your ideas in the form of a calendar? And the third part is, how do you really execute this? Some of you would have been already doing digital marketing on your own, or you would have somebody in your office who could do digital marketing for you, or you may have your agencies who are taking care of digital marketing. But if you can understand these 3 formats, the 3 parts to this format, then you will know exactly where you are going wrong or where you can improve yourself. Or if you have not started so far, you will know that it is so simple to get started. And if you don't have much budget to give it outside for an agency, you can do things on your own. For this, you don't even require any budget as such. You only require your time. Time is the biggest investment here. Clear? Right. First part is idea. If you're not able to hear me, if my screen goes off, please alert me so that I can come back. Hope you're all able to see and follow me through. Is it clear? Hello?
Yes, very much clear.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah. So first is the idea part. So this is a statistics which we have taken from HootSuite. It's a software basically which does social media scheduling. They have given a stats that says in India, more particularly in India, they give statistics of every country and also throughout the world. They're saying that people are using social media in India to keep in touch with their friends and family. So this is a very big and a very important thing to note. People in people are trying to use social media to just make their friends and family aware what they are doing. These friends and family could be considered those who are there in your network of doctors who are there in the same association or similar associations, or people who are attached or connected to you through some way or the other who know you. So if you have to inform them what you are doing, what you are up to today, you don't have to send them WhatsApp messages individually or send them mail communication to make them understand what you are today. But instead, if you post in social media, the others are already going to be aware about what you're doing. And that's what some of you would be already doing it. For those of you who are not doing, instead of sending them messages, you post it in social media, they will get to know you regularly and they will start the conversation with you as to what exactly you are expecting them to start. So next is reading news stories, finding content, filling spare time, seeing what's being talked about. So all these things are there. And then it says 26.3% here the side, finding products to purchase, finding content from brands is a very important thing to note. Celebrities and influencers, these three things are very important things to know. If we can understand what people are using social media for, then we can create content in the way that they will be able to accept that content. And if we are able to create such acceptable content, we are actually getting a space in their mind. We are talking to them. And once we win their mind share, we are actually trying to build our brand in their mind. And that is the branding part of it. Clear? So we already spoke about this part also in the first session, just a reiteration of that. So even when it comes to social media is like an ocean. Like even if you take Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, it's like an ocean because there are hundreds and thousands, even lakhs of people working in each one of these companies, and they are consistently trying to do product upgradation. So it's not like, in earlier days when you have a software and the next upgrade of a software comes after 5 years or 6 years. And by the time people get trained on the software and then they go and implement things, they go and train other people and things like that. Things don't change so fast. Nowadays, like with these companies, we talk about a feature in this class now. In the next class, maybe which can happen next week or even say 3 days after this, if it is in some other class, when I get to do such presentation, I may see that there are a lot of new updations which have happened in the software, more particularly with the social media platforms. So Facebook keeps coming up with lots and lots of updates. In fact, updates are coming in every day in and day out with respect to various different features they have. So if you get too much overwhelmed with what is happening in social media, what happens is you may definitely get drowned with activities. The best way to do is you should know basically what you are going to make utilize, what exactly you're going to make use of through the social media and invest your time accordingly so that you get desired results. For that, what is required? And these are the 4 golden rules I'm going to give you. So these are the 4 golden rules that you need to know before you could get started with social media. If you've already started, is also fine. You can always check if these are in alignment with whatever you are doing. Okay. First rule is this: start with 1. If you are not started with social media, or if you're just getting started with social media, or if you're already doing something in social media, even if you may have multiple accounts, don't worry about it or don't bother much about it. Start with 1. Start focusing on one medium at a time. What happens when you start focusing on one medium is you become very, very, very focused and narrowed down, and you start getting to do very limited things but very powerful things. So your efforts are becoming more focused, you reduce the cost, and you easily understand the return on investment, or you easily understand the impact that you're creating. This is the first rule that you need to remember. Second, whenever you get into the social media, you should not randomly approach social media. You should approach social media with a strategy. Otherwise, what happens is you start keep uploading the content from your side every single time, and there is so much content in the social media, but it is not actually giving you any kind of result. So you need to very clearly narrow down in your mind. For example, you have to say, for example, you have drilled down that you want to start with Facebook as one, or YouTube as one medium, basically the first strategy, the first part that we discussed. The second thing is you have to know in YouTube what exactly you're going to focus on. You can't randomly talk about anything and everything that comes into your mind. You have to be very focused about talking on very specific areas. And there are various different things to talk about even when it comes to ophthalmology. Say, for example, if you're talking about cataract, and if you are very specialized in that, or if you're specialized in LASIK, or if you've got a new machine like Smile or Smile Pro, basically. So whatever technology you want to focus on that one very important thing, and create as many pieces of content on that one thing. So when you try to narrow down on that one thing and create as many contents as possible, there is every possibility that when people are searching for it, you may be able to appear on the topmost listing of those searches, basically. So don't do any activity for activity's sake. Have a focused and defined direction, basically, and don't deviate from the direction, at least for the next 3 months. You have to say to yourself, you may be even tempted to do content in something else, some other general eye problem or whatever, but for the first 3 months, don't deviate yourself. Create focused content only relating to one very specific area, whether it is cataract, okay, create content relating to cataract. If it's relating to ICL, just create one content only relating to ICL, or anything specific that you want to focus on, which others are not focusing, where you see a big market in your space, focus only on that. And whenever you're trying to do it, try to start doing it in your regional language. Whichever regional language is yours, focus on that regional language and just get started. Don't get lost on the way. Once you define a schedule, once you define a strategy, stick to that strategy for 3 months and don't get lost. And this will help you a lot in preventing money and time wastage. What I see is a lot of people just get started with social media randomly without a strategy. They will throw a couple of videos, and after that there is no schedule, there is no follow-up, and then there is a long break, and then nothing happens after that. And then they say that, no, I also tried doing something in social media, it didn't work out for me. So the third important thing is experiment. So what is this experiment all about? Say, for example, you are creating different types of content in the social media or relating to the one specific area that you're trying to focus on. You have to see that, what kind of content that you're posting, your audience is liking more. Are people trying to have more inclination towards, understanding the operational procedure part of it? Are people, bothered about, you may think it is a very silly question, but the silly question will have more number of views than a very serious question according to you. So what exactly it is? So for that, what happens is you create content. You start creating, say, 4 videos, 5 videos, 10 videos, and you start posting it regularly, consistently, say 1 video per week, or 1 video once in 2 days or 3 days, basically, consistently, say for a month or 2. And then you start observing through analytics, what exactly is the reach. Then you can know out of these 10 videos, say 3 videos have reached a lot of people, and this other 4 the remaining videos, the 7 videos basically have not got that many views. Whatever creates a lot of attention, basically, that gives you the pattern of what really is working. So let not the features fool you. In fact, let no one fool you. If you can experiment this part well, then you really be guided very well. So what happens when you start doing the experiment is, finally, you understand the secret sauce or the secret formula behind what is giving you success. If you see, there are a lot of doctors who are now YouTubers, or who are also in Instagram today, and who are becoming very popular with a lot many followers. So what has happened with them is, they started by creating random content. Then later on, they found out that what really is the content their audience are trying to like, or what is the kind of a video editing style their audience are trying to like. And then they start narrowing down on that particular style, that particular format, and then they start creating content all in that similar note. Only for that, you see, their content will have some kind of a consistency. And every single time they are posting a content, their audience will be able to relate to the content, and it won't be very random. So enjoy the results. The moment you are able to understand what is bringing you success, then you have to do more of that work so that you create more success. There you should not deviate, actually. You should not say that this has created success, now let me go to some other format. No, whatever is giving you success, first you have to do more of that. And then, yes, 80% this or 70% this and 30% or 20% should be your experimentation process, because the next 20 or 30% can help you get new number of audience. in the near future, once the content starts, taking a new shift in the progress level. So, and then once you know what is really giving you results, then based on this, you can scale up your performance. Okay, but now the question comes, right? I'm a doctor, like I'm very heavy on practice. I have no time. I have literally no time. And by the time I finish my practice, I become like this. And after that, what can I do sitting before the camera and, record the video? You are asking me to do way too many things, basically. Some of the doctors could do it, but can I do it? No, all these questions are there, basically. So I'll give you some simple case studies, which I presented. Some of it I presented in the previous class, but some of it is very relevantly taken up here. So that I can go a little more deeper into these case studies and give you and tell you, basically, it is not, you have to work on the YouTube like how other YouTubers are doing. If you have such inclinations, please go ahead and do it. But that is not the only format through which you can actually build success. So you have to get started some way or the other. And some of these case studies can help you understand that part. So the first case study that I'm going to talk to you about is Ophthall Dentistry. So Ophthall Dentistry is a dental chain today. When they started with only one center in a place in Nungambakam. With one center, his Dr. Kriba, and they did a lot of good work, and consistently they were trying to do a lot of things, basically, but not a big brand or a big reach out, basically, that they had earlier.
Elias, sorry to disturb you.
Yeah. Yeah, please.
Hello, Elias.
Yes. Yeah, please, sir.
Am I audible?
Yeah, please
Hello?
go on.
Can you make me as a host?
Make you as a host, is it? Okay. Suren, is it?
Hello.
Yeah, I made you host, Suren. You're there.
Okay.
Is it okay? Okay, Suren. Can I proceed? Suren, are you there? Okay.
Yeah, I'm here, sir, but it's not audible. Just give me a minute. I will reconnect it.
Okay, fine. I have given.
Yes, your sound is coming slightly lower, sir. Please.
My sound is lower, is it? Is it so?
Yes.
Is it not clear? Can others please tell me if my sound is, if my voice is very clear or not?
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear. Okay, Dr. Satish says that it's loud and clear. Maybe can you just check?
Loud and clear with the earphone. So
okay, loud and clear.
We are on with the earphone only. If it's on the speaker, it may be an issue.
Yeah, it's very clear. I can
very
hear
clear,
you.
is it? Okay.
My laptop speaker.
Yeah, I'm just joined also.
Yeah. Maybe if I would request other doctors to please check if your laptop speakers are in order, or if you have to adjust this.
You're very clear. Huh?
Okay. Then let me just proceed. I think the majority says so, I believe. Okay. I'll just proceed now again. So here, what happens is like it is again another day of practice that they had, and they happen to treat one patient who was the Miss India World title winner, basically. So Anukirti was her name, and this happened in 2018. So what happened was like when this happened, like she did the smile designing treatment done there at this Ophthall Dentistry, and she became famous. And after winning the title, and the press started asking her, who did this, who did that, who did your hair, and a lot of the such things, basically. She really liked the approach which doctor was, trying to, the way how they approached her, and the way she was getting the treatment and everything. So all out of her own will, she went to Instagram, and then she started talking about this experience of, her smile designing part, which she had at Ophthall Dentistry, and that really caught the attention of people in the similar space. So then a lot of people in the reality shows, these are like famous celebs in the reality shows in Tamil Nadu, basically. So they started approaching one after the other, and then the center became famous, and a lot of people started coming in, and even now it is like a lot of people come here, and a lot of publicity is generated through Instagram for this. I would request you to go and check out their Instagram page. They are doing a lot of work and a lot of beautiful work. And earlier, I can say that for sure, like the doctor was not very much into Instagram and nothing of that sort. When this really gave the boost, a lot of people who came to the doctor started seeing the Instagram video of that personality and started relating to the doctor and the practice and everything. And then the referral actually started, which got amplified through social media. Then doctor started understanding the real use case of this. With that one testimonial, the chain started, and then they amplified it. And now they are consistently very active. This doctor is very consistently active on the social media now. In the last date, if you can check their social media, you will get to learn a lot of things. Ophthall_Dentistry. This will be a good case study for you to go through before you could, when you're planning to create your own content. So so the idea here is something has to give you a trigger. That one testimonial was a trigger for this doctor, which made him start the journey and amplify it further. The second is I gave this example also. This is a big center, cancer care center, oncology center in a tier 3 location. They chose to launch this very big center, huge center, with in an innovative way with one YouTube video basically. So the video that they created was for 5 minutes, and they called it as 5 minutes for answers to cancer. So, bas 5 minute cancer ke answer ke liye, something like that. So they did this video in English, Tamil, and I believe some of it was done in Hindi at a later stage. So this is a world-class cancer care center in a place called Namakkal, which was launched by Mr. Chandrasekhar, Chairman Tata Group. And the launch happened through that video, which had basically, they had interviewed a lot of people in the nearby regions and in different other places from people from different walks of life. They gathered nearly 500 plus questions. And from that 500 plus questions, they were able to find a lot of patterns, and then they were able to synchronize it and, cuddle it down to 7 most common questions that any individual today in India has about cancers. And then what they did is they beautifully made the script, and then they started interviewing people from different walks of life, starting from the CEO to an auto driver to anybody and everybody. So they took these questions being asked by the real person there at the from their walk of life. Like for example, an auto rickshaw guy sitting in an auto rickshaw asking this question in Tamil. So the answer for that is given by the doctor from the hospital setup. So in that way, the nice fusion was, one, this was acting as an awareness video. This video is also available there in the online space. If you want, I will share the link for you to go through once. So here the idea was, one, to create awareness. Number two, it was to show the infrastructure basically, and also the kind of ambience they have built in that space basically. So that was just getting justified. In fact, when this video started going out, it did create awareness. It did show people that this center is existing and they are here to do good work and a lot of such things, a lot of good publicity. But also, very importantly, the very big pain a lot of people have when it comes to opening center in tier 2 or tier 3 location is getting the right talent. And this video was able to help them get the right talent, because people in the nearby regions, in the Namakkal region, they started seeing that there is a center which is on par with city level standards. So which is now in a nearby location. Instead of going for work in a city hospital, it is better that I go to a place which is near to my location and join here basically, which is on par with that basically, which is on par with those standards. So apart from getting them the kind of attention with the patient side, and also it did help them attract the right kind of talent from the doctors and also from the staff from the nearby regions, which is actually a very big challenge for a brand in tier 2 or tier 3 location. In this video also became very popular and famous in the Facebook as well, which had nearly 1.5 million views. So apart from that, what happened was, now that the institution launch was done, branding was done relating to that, people started talking about it. Now they have also invested heavily on robotic technology and a lot of other spaces basically. What happens in most of the cases when you invest on such huge technology, there is a paper ad that comes in saying that now you have this in your hospital, and after that there is nothing, there is no talk about it. The technology lies just like it is, and the real or the full use of the technology actually does not happen with only your patients. So what happens is there is the marketing of the technology. It means that the marketing of the technology has not happened properly from your side. So in this approach, what they did is they wanted to really showcase what a technology could do. So here the doctor himself came and then he started making people understand how this robotic surgery can really help them live a better life, how they can really get treated with less pain and a lot of other features and advantages that they have when they undergo robotic surgery. And also make people aware that such things are now possible, such things are now affordable, such things are now very much reachable to them. That was the whole idea. And it was a very, very educative series through which he was trying to explain, which really had a very good attention. So the idea of giving you this second case study is it could just be, say, one video. Say, for example, if you're camera shy or whatever exactly is preventing you or an organization from getting started, it could just be that one video. You create one nice informative video that goes out in your regional language, hits the people in your region, say 10 lakh, 20 lakh, 30 lakh, 40 lakh, 50 lakh population in and around repeatedly. Say, for example, you are expanding your facility, there is a news to it. You are you're launching a new center, there is a news to it. Whenever you have such a landmark or a milestone news, you better use this strategy. Or say, for example, from 3 branches, you have become like 5 branches or 4 branches, so you become 10 branches. This every expansion or every growth has a story basically that can be effectively leveraged with such one single video marketing that can reach all across, and then that can create a deliberate and a deep impact. And once you have created this video and once it starts reaching, what it means is Facebook or YouTube, basically all these mediums have a format called retargeting. See, somebody who has seen your video, what happens after they see this video? Say, for example, 1.5 million people, nearly say 15 lakh people have seen this video in that particular region, for example. So for this 15 lakh people who are already aware about this brand, here the brand is not asking you anything. In fact, the brand is giving out knowledge and it is acting in a highly non-commercial way, in a very educative way. Now the people have acceptance to this brand. So in the next time a video is going to come out of this brand or any content, people are going to understand that it is going to be helpful to them. So that receptive mindset is being built in the first case. That is very, very important. In the first case, if it is going to be an offer message, it may be very repulsive. So, but in an education, in the right way, helpful way, it really cuts across. So what happens in the next level is that, to the same 15 lakh population, when you're saying that now you have launched, you created a video and you made people aware. The second stage is that now you are creating one camp maybe at a very, very reasonable price, lesser consultation fee, or you have some discounts for some surgery or whatever, or you're trying to make it very attractive. These 15 lakh people in the second round can be exposed to your promotion. When education has happened, so the trust is built. In the next case, if the same people see your promotion message, the acceptance, if they have a need, will be much higher. That should be the strategy. Okay. So the third part is to show you. The first was like a single Instagram that was a big that gave a big growth. Second is about a single video for the launch or for a technology, how you can really participate. The third is creating videos relating to the trend. So this is another experiment I can say, like with one hospital, eye hospital, Amrit hospital basically. So here this was mainly to do with during the COVID times. So they created a video on black fungus. So the black fungus video was created, and it was this was a time when the news was all about black fungus, and a lot of people were talking about black fungus. That was the background. And during that time, the video was created in 3 languages because this hospital attracts audiences from the Hindi-speaking crowd, from the Tamil-speaking crowd also. So it's a mix of both, and they also had one in English as well. So we made sure that this video was activated in the social media space, more particularly to do with Facebook and YouTube separately. If you can see this part, when you are actually banking on the trend with a very, very meager budget, the video started having very profound effect. Like 88,000 people saw this video in just to say 3 weeks, and then say 66,000 people saw this video, and then say 45,000 people in Hindi saw this video. That was a remarkable thing. Like in Chennai, people observing a video in Hindi, and understanding it, or going through this video fully is really a great thing, which means that real creamy audiences which they have been having was really captivated here. In similar cases, like if supposing you are in Mumbai or in any other place, you will definitely have people who are talking, in various different languages. It could be like Gujarati, it could be Marathi, is the main language there, and you can also use Hindi, and there may be like some other languages where from you are getting patients, and but you're not talking or using those languages more prominently in your communication. If you can actually leverage this particular thing of using the minority language, which is very relatable, from where you get a very good amount of patients coming in, there you establish a much deeper connection with your audience, because there they feel very connected with the brand emotionally also, because you are speaking their language. So when you are actually speaking their language, it does not go to their mind, it actually goes to their heart. So, and then there's a fourth case study of another doctor. I'm trying to give you various different specialities just to give you an idea that it really works. And the fourth is about consistently growing your channel over the time. Like for example, this doctor is called Dr. Sonal Parihar. So she started a channel called Ask Your Gynecologist. And this has got 1.2 million subscribers. Now it should be more, I believe. Here in this channel, doctor answers queries relating to anything and everything relating to gynecology. So people have a question and they pose the questions, and doctor starts preparing a short video, and starts answering them. So a channel like this to grow, like it took nearly, and an average, when we did a study, it takes a consistent efforts of 2 to 3 years or 3 to 4 years. And when you have made, say, nearly it can even happen faster. It can even take just say 3 months for some people, or just say 6 months for some people. I have seen some people really make it big in just a year or so. It can even just be like one viral video, and that can even make your brand. So it is all very subjective, but just to tell you, you will have to have good patience whenever you're getting started with this. Don't expect results immediately. Start investing your time in a very nicer way. I'll tell you how to even plan your schedule on that part, and start adding content, meaningful content consistently. All that really matters a lot. I will tell you how that part is understood from YouTube. So once you have done all these areas well, and say maybe you have crossed say 300 videos or 400 videos, there you hit certain benchmarks basically for your fabulous growth. So here such channels, basically they may have some 300, 400 videos. Once you cross certain thresholds, then you start getting consistent visibility in all across mediums basically. Once you establish it here, and the same doctor goes and establishes everything in Instagram, because it's going to have a repeat audience and a new audience, it becomes very easy to scale up actually. So what are the benefits, supposing if you start doing, using these ideas which I am telling you now basically. So here, if you see this in this round of ideas, whatever I gave you, it is all centered around the person, individual. And in the second example, it is centered around the awareness component that you're trying to build in. So the first and the most important part here is don't get confused again, when people are talking about personal branding. Should I do personal branding or should I do organizational branding? Your organizational brand is built only through your personal brand. Let us be very, 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 very clear with this. Whether you are a chai wala or you are a Tesla ka owner, everything is built on personal branding. So there is no compromise at all on personal branding. Don't ever have this notion again, thinking that if I do personal branding, only I will get patients. What will the fellow doctors do? Patients will only ask for me. No, you have to create a system. Whether there are separate classes which Dr. Sendil will organize. How do you really institutionalize things? How do you really standardize things? How do you create business formats through which your personal branding really brings in the credibility to the organization, which attracts a lot of people's trust basically. And when people come in, they don't really expect you to be there to operate them, but people know that when you are establishing things, and it is all going to happen in the right way. It may not be possible today or tomorrow, but going down the line, if you establish systems, it's all very much possible. There may be separate classes for that. So number two, it definitely really improves the OP. Treatment-based approach really you should be having. So you should, instead of going for a random topic-based stuff, if you go very specifically on any specific technology that you have invested, or any particular approach or a treatment method, create more on that one. Instead of creating one for cataract, create 10 for cataract or 100 for cataract alone. So that's very important. Niche specialization. So I know that there are a lot of people like who have a very, very niche specialization. And in such cases, I would request you to focus on your niche specialization here. Because what happens is, some of you doctors who have had 20 years, 30 years, 35 years practice, basically, you would have been like really good in one very important form, which not others can very easily pick up. And what happens is with your everyday cases, which I get to know when I talk to doctors, when they talk to me and they tell me, Ilyas, like I'm very specialized in this part. Say, for example, one doctor was telling me, I'm very specialized in this oculoplasty. But I am letting to eye, and I'm not getting those patients, but I'm getting more cataract patients. But simply that now I have to survive, I have to build my organization, I have to keep it running. I'm just trying to get whatever I'm getting, and I'm just trying to run the show. So what has to be really done is you need to start talking about it. That should be the first method and the first step. You start focusing more on what you're specialized in. Even if you do limited cases, talk more about the cases. You don't have to talk about the cases which is not going to be your focus. Of course, yes, you're going to treat these patients also, but that is going to actually build a new stream or a bigger stream of revenue, or that is something which is your core specialization, which is actually your passion. So visibility brings in more opportunities. This is a very important thing to note. So the more and more you talk on one specific subject, people believe you to be a specialist in that subject. And that is actually, going to hit the doors for a lot of opportunities which are going to open up, which could be, opportunities if supposing you're looking out for getting better opportunities in bigger hospitals, or it could be, getting investor opportunities if you are an entrepreneur and if you want to expand. Definitely, this is going to really count well. There may be really good practitioners. They may not be able to attract good talent opportunities, but someone who is visible can attract good talent opportunities with good doctors coming in and forming a good team. Someone really doing a good practice may not attract good investors because you're not visible, you're not aware, or may even have a bad investor and who's still struggling to balance out things. But if you are really visible, then you have good investor opportunities to really attract. And if you're looking out, for placements, maybe here, or if you're supposing wanting to go to US and practice, or some other place to go and practice, for that, all these things, the basic foundation for this is your visibility. If you are visible, you can do things the way you want. Number 6, very important part is, I see there are a lot of people who are qualified and who are mature to even do training for doctors, but they don't do it. I don't know why. There can be many various inhibitions. During my various talks, I've been able to discover that. Maybe if you are going to ask me, I can answer on those aspects also. Excuse me. So this is an example I can give you of one doctor who is a dentist. And when I was talking to him, he told me something on these lines. Ilyas, I'm a zygomatic implant specialist, basically. So I do cases, basically, which only say 2% of the dentists in India are trained to do. That's what he told me. Maybe the statistics now varies a bit. I don't know. This he told me a year back. So only 2% of the dentists can do this in India. And if I have to get, my kind of cases, I can also do a normal implant. But that is not something that really gives me the charm. And the bigger opportunity lies with my zygomatic implant. If I have to get those kind of cases, basically, how do I really get it, right? So for that, what he does is he does training programs. So he brings in a lot of doctors, dentists, basically, he trains them on implants. So once these doctors, and he charges them some fees for training them, giving them hands-on training. So these doctors, they go and get, once they are trained, they go out to the field and then they start practicing in their own brand or in some other brand. And a lot of these people just keep moving out every, say, week, every month. So many students get passed out. Now, all these students are now placed in various different locations and different pockets, basically. Now, what happens is when they get such cases, the first and the important referral comes is to the parent institution from where they got trained. Because if someone has to give you a referral, he has to trust you the most. Forget about this cut business or the commission business. If you have to look at something much more cleanly built ecosystem, if you are more towards achieving a very ethical ecosystem, a guru is someone a person will trust most. When it comes to the areas which they think somebody has a better knowledge than me, it is my guru. And if I have to refer my patient to someone, then it has to be my guru, because I can be very sure that the patient will get the best of its kind care. And of course, yes, like when he goes to my guru, he's my guru, right? He's not going to take my patient away, and the patient is always going to be with me. So of course, yes. And then once your visibility is there, you can actually become an influencer for bigger movements relating to causes relating to eye. So you can actually spread a lot of awareness relating to glaucoma or whatever different areas which are there. You can actually spearhead and champion these causes, and that gives you a big round of visibility. You can even create new products with collaboration. When you are so deeply rooted with knowledge and you're exposing this knowledge, there are a lot of product companies who want to understand your knowledge aspects, basically, to actually create products which can really help people. And the last part of it is when you are actually putting a lot of videos, you also do get money from YouTube or from Facebook if a lot of people start watching your content. But let monetization be your least priority. There are a lot of other opportunities that open up once you start becoming visible online. So any questions here? Oh my God, a lot of people are waiting. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. Yeah. Any questions? Anybody has any questions? Is it going okay till now? Is it okay? The flow is okay. I just need to say, I want you to say yes or no. Maybe if you say yes, I'll understand the flow is okay. Maybe if you can chat.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, doctor, for that. Yeah.
We can chat.
Yeah, we can chat. Yeah. If you can just put yes, I will know that yes, you are liking the session. Yeah. Okay, Ben. Thanks, Dr. Kaushik. Yeah. Others, please, if you have anything to say or if you want to ask me anything, this is the right time to ask.
Yeah.
So I can go to the next.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes, doctor.
Yeah. When will you just give us a kind of a instruction or information that how to start, for example, like Facebook, then how to start the Facebook page, or like Insta, then how to start step by step, 1, 2, 3, 4, or we have to get this information from other sources?
Okay, this today's session is all about ideas, plan, and action. So you will get an overview of what needs to be done. So the next step will be like, if supposing you are not personally getting involved into this, then this information is sufficient enough for you to give to your people who are actually handling it in your organization or outside your organization, and then they can execute on their levels. I'm going to share you the planner also now. If you are going to ask very specifically on how to create an account and things like that, in the next class, that is next week, we are going to have the class on Saturday and Sunday. 2 days we are going to have one after the other. In Facebook, we are going to teach you basically how this basic formatting of accounting is done, how you can make use of the live feature. We also want to do a live session on the live feature so that all of you in the class can actually do a live. We may not be able to go through all the functionalities, implementation part of it. If you need any guidance there, I can give you some specific links, but I will talk more on the leverage that you can have through this, or what, how you can make use of it. How to do it. If you have any queries, I'll give you specific links which can help you to do it much better in a much more nicer manner. Yeah. Any question? Any other questions?
Yeah. What I want to ask is that the same thing you are going to do in the next session.
Yeah.
Can you share us the things to be prepared before, so that like it's kind of workshop, that we can be ready with certain things, like in the, suppose we want to cook paneer tikka, then we should have a paneer gravy, this masala, that masala with us. And a moment you say that you start this, do that, so it all ingredients are ready, then we can start making recipe in presence of yours. This
Very
is
good.
what I am expecting out of this workshop.
Okay.
But otherwise, what will happen that we will listen to things and then we will forget. And we keep on watching your recorded video, but we will not be able to implement, or we will stuck up somewhere else. This is what I'm demanding from you, because if it is going to be done by us only, then this is the only way, probably. I think so. But if our higher agency is going to do, then we are just learning the strategy only from you.
Okay. So these are basically two things. Basically, one, it is a master class is different, workshop is different. So in masterclass, what happens is we give you a much deeper insight, breakdown, nuts and bolts of what really works, which, even after working, you may not be able to get. Maybe after 2 to 3 years of working or 4 years of working, you may be able to capture some of these, nuances of what happens. So this is what happens in a masterclass, wherein we have to cover these many subjects. In a workshop, what happens is I sit and you also sit on the other side. We do it together. So step by step, open the account, you open the account. Some of you will be able to open, some of you will not be able to open. We give you all the instructions. But what we will do is, in the next class, that is the Saturday class, by the end of the session, I will give you the instructions actually as to what you need to be prepared for. We will do 1 or 2 parts in the Saturday class and also in the Sunday class, that is for YouTube. So this we can do. Saturday is Facebook and then Sunday is YouTube. We can actually balance it out in that way. So at the end of the session, I'll tell you. Okay, there are
Just wanted to, yes.
yeah, for long-term relevance.
Can I-
Yeah. Sorry, somebody has any
Just wanted to know, like, in fact, in India, WhatsApp is more common and more frequently used. Can we have a, instruction on WhatsApp rather than Facebook and YouTube? Can you include WhatsApp also?
Okay. In this session, we have got Facebook and YouTube only. We can have a separate section on WhatsApp also. But WhatsApp is a different medium altogether. Your YouTube is a different medium and your Facebook is a different medium. Just to give you an example or an understanding, what happens in WhatsApp today is you can build your own address in WhatsApp through one corporate number, through your chatbots that can happen. And people can approach you, or you can also approach your prospective or your already existing patients. Two-way communication can happen to your known audience. This is what is happening in WhatsApp in general. With Facebook, what happens is you don't know an audience. You don't know who are all there on the other side, but you want to reach all of them. Then what you do, you create a message and you push the message to people in that geographical region. 10 lakhs, 5 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 25 lakhs, in that way, in a consistent way. This happens in Facebook. In YouTube, what happens is, sorry,
I think many of us will already be into, mid-career practices, and we already have a footfall. But we want to engage with our patients. So
we can have a separate session on WhatsApp, doctor. Separate session on WhatsApp.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah. So just to complete that, in YouTube, what happens is the content storage is much higher in YouTube. So in Facebook, nobody goes and searches, how a cataract surgery is done or what is the cost of a cataract surgery. But people go to YouTube for such that. So there, that becomes the second largest search engine in the world, where from that is a social media that has all the content that you're actually creating, and that has its own algorithm to push your content to people who are actually searching for that content. So in this way, these three things are unique, and some of you may already know it. We're not going to discuss about WhatsApp for now. And sir, what if you start YouTube channel videos on ophthalmology condition? What is patient relevant? Such videos are more right, and is it to only show that we are on the platform? Okay, which is patient relevant? Such videos are many right. I don't understand this question, Pratibha. Dr. Pratibha, are you there? For long-term relevance, I feel academic videos are better for promoting self, but my audience is going to be other doctors, not general population. Okay, fine. If supposing you are having doctors as your audience and not general population, of course, yes, you can actually, before concluding what topic you should be doing on your own, you should go and check in, I gave you the Q&A search method. If you have attended my session 1, there is something called Q&A search method. What questions people are asking. If you can know those questions, you can actually prepare answers for it. These need not be only people as such, this can even be doctors. So if you can actually go to Quora and find out what doctors are asking and what other doctors are responding, or what exactly are the most watched content in any specific area which you are going to actually promote. If you can understand these formats, you can actually know what are the questions which are already there, and you can prepare the answers accordingly. Sir, I have a YouTube channel for eye surgeon. Should I make another YouTube channel for public awareness? Supposing if your organization brand is same, then you don't create two different approaches. You can have only one channel, but you can have different playlists based on the audiences. You can actually play around with it, and you can create. But if you are actually looking at a separate, separately focused channel. For example, now we are working with a few organizations where they want to promote, say, only one type of treatment. For example, they are general ophthalmologists who do cataract surgery or any surgery or treat any conditions, but they want to only focus on ICL for promotion. So in such case, what they do is a group of doctors joining together, they're only doing ICL promotion. So they're only creating a presence in the online space, which is only targeting on ICL. So they're only creating videos on ICL. They're only trying to do promotion only relating to ICL. So if you have such very narrowed down focus, it really helps. Furthermore, I don't know how much I'm relevant with the videos. I'm sitting a district place, almost rural place. If you are in any place, it doesn't really matter. Even if you are in rural or even if you are in village, please start the videos, because these are the videos which are not only going to reach the people in and around you. As I told you, it is not only just to get patients in the list that I gave you now. This personal branding will attract a lot more attention, lot more opportunities, which could be even an investor opportunity. Your video is having only say 10 views, and one of the viewers is an investor, so you don't have to worry. Money is going to come in various different forms. That need not only be through patients. So, and it could be even an opportunity from other places. Can I change my name of my YouTube? Yes, of course, you can always change the name of your YouTube channel. But once the channel has gained popularity, it is not advisable to change, because people may not be able to relate to it. If you are in the initial stage and if there is not much of attraction which has been happening so far, then of course, yes, you can always correct your name or change your name. Now let me go to the second part of the session. Okay, is my this thing screen clear to all of you?
Yes.
Yeah. Second part is plan. First part what we saw was ideas. Now you have some idea. Okay. Second part is plan. Now here there are some 4 golden rules you should know before you make a plan for your social media. So this is one very important aspect when you are actually creating a plan. This is what I was trying to give you a brief of in the previous slide. So this is how do you classify your offering? There's a very famous organization called BNI, Business Network International. They use this format called bread and butter, favorite, and niche. This is how they classify services, or any business services can be classified into these 3 different forms. So what is this bread and butter? Bread and butter is your general OP. People every day coming to your organization, for a general checkup, basically, that is your bread and butter. That helps the organization survive or takes care of salary or the basic expenses, basically. Second is a favorite. Favorite is something which is like a treatment. You provide a treatment, you provide a surgery, basically. In that surgery, what happens is a treatment plan or a surgery, basically, that has a decent amount of workload from your side, and you are very, very specialized in providing that service. Say, for example, you can do very good cataract surgeries. So that skill set is very much there with you or with your team. And when people come and approach you, they also pay you a decent amount of money for those surgeries. So you charge that money. And when you think that, you can do more such cases, like more such surgeries, there is a good amount of possibility that the revenue of your organization goes up and up. So instead of attending more OPs, there are more surgeries. So comparatively, your revenue becomes much more higher. So that becomes your favorite. And then the third component is called niche. Niche are like complicated cases. There was one case which I told you in the last class also, there was a thorn in the eye and some doctor was able to remove it, and then they were able to provide some cataract surgery or something like that. So such things which are worthy of a case study, which gets published in a paper or something like that, that becomes a subject which is and comes under the niche category. Such are the things which earn you higher income. Whether they earn bigger income or not, but it earns you a very big amount of publicity, because any number of cataract cases you do, basically just any normal number you do, that does not have a news value. Here, complicated cases have news value. When somebody reads through this case study and knows that when somebody can do such highly complicated cases, my case is nothing, and they can do a very highly complicated cataract, and my case is nothing, so I can very easily, safely come to this organization for get treated. So the more and more publicity that can happen on niche can get you more favorite cases. This is the story. So if you are going to plan some content in your social media, and your focus should be here and here. I hope I'm clear on this. Second most important thing is leverage on the power of the regional languages. So I think somebody's joined. Let me just give access. Leverage on the power of regional languages. Of course, yes. Like if you see, the simple example that I can give you is Netflix revenue grew 900%. In fact, only because they were adding regional content. So today, if you see in Prime, Amazon Prime, or even in Netflix, when they come up with the movie, earlier when a movie comes, it is only a Tamil movie and no other translation of that movie happens. Now, when a movie is coming, it is coming in 5 languages. So Tamil, Hindi, Marathi, maybe in some cases Bengali, in some cases say Hindi. So a lot of different language options are available within the movie, and it doesn't really look like a translation. It looks like the audiences are delivering the content in the right languages, basically. So being regional is a very, very, very big business. If you are regional, you are connected, and that's what brings you the kind of revenue that you want. Okay. So, and the third thing is, be a cost-based market. Don't just, do promotions. That is not actually what suits the majesty of a doctor. I see some people, they do marketing of a treatment. Don't do marketing of a treatment. Talk about a cause, like, how you are here to help people have no problems, or, how you are here to have people who can actually solve a problem, or how can you really help them to adopt certain lifestyles because of which they may not get such problems. So if you get into those areas, and people who are going to get a problem are anyway going to get a problem, and if they're going to know you, you are here trying to do something good, and that you are promoting, and that's how the favorable mindset is built. Once the mindset is built favorably, people are definitely going to come to you. So don't battle with their minds, win their hearts with a cause. The fourth important thing is addressing audience in that mindset. Say, for example, when people undergo a cataract surgery, or it is a contact lens that they have, whatever, basically, they have very specific questions. Sorry, I think there's a crosstalk here. Okay, fine. So they have very, very, very specific questions. So if you can actually answer these specific questions one time in the form of video, this not only helps your patient. I'm sorry. So I think there's someone talking. I'll just keep you on mute. Yeah, I've done that. So addressing audience in that mindset is like you are trying to answer the queries post-treatment or before treatment, and if people have that very specific question, they're going to ask that question only. And for that question, if there is an answer in your social media, that is more particularly in YouTube, then there is every possibility that even your existing patients you just have to give a link saying that, right after surgery, go through this, finish. You don't have to give very elaborate instruction, and everything is already covered there. And also, this not only helps your patient, but also helps somebody else who can look at this content, get some knowledge, and also can approach you for something else. So you would have already seen this channel of I7. Basically, they do an extensive amount of work into Contoura, basically. So people, there are people who promote a lot of smile, and then here you see one doctor trying to promote good amount of Contoura, and he goes detailed into each one of the aspects, basically. And he makes a lot of these videos in Hindi, and on every different subject that you can think of relating to the same one. And once you have established in one area, you can also see that he has made a different classifications. So this is his main area, a favorite area or niche area, basically. From here also, he can pull a lot of patients, the common eye problem. So he creates this as separate playlists, basically. So there are a lot of learning materials from which we can also learn from others. This will also help you understand which topics are performing better. Say, for example, if you understand that, this aankhon se pani nikalta rehta hai, and then if this is a question, and then you see that there are 2.5 million views. So this will also give you a good amount of idea what is the content that people are actually watching more. As I told you, you may think something is really a brilliant piece to deliver, but people will be looking at something else. According to them, something else is something really brilliant or very relevant. So if you can pick up from the channels which are already established, what topics are watched more. Of course, yes, there are certain topics which are watched more, and any number of doctors who are going to answer on the same topic, still there will be lot more amount of good number of views, which is anyway going to happen. So it is not a wrong strategy to think that somebody has already spoken about it. Why should I talk about it also? In any specific area that you are going to talk, and if you see in that particular specialty, somebody else has also answered that question, has answered that question. It is also good that you can also pick up that same or a similar question and also answer it. So now this is the plan that I'm going to give you. So now you're going to ask me, like, Elias, how do I really, understand? Now you've given me all these ideas. It's fine. How do I really now implement? So I'm classifying this into like 5 parts. You are practicing in a hospital not owned by you. So you may be a beginner or an experienced doctor. Second is a scenario you are running a clinic. Third is a scenario you are having a single specialty hospital. Fourth is a scenario you are having a multi-specialty hospital with major revenue from one specialty, that is ophthalmology, or you are running a multi-specialty hospital with many super specialties with major revenue earners. Okay. So here, if you are an individual, basically, so what you can actually do with respect to social media with whatever we have discussed. First is that you should make sure that you create profile accounts in your name. Profile in the sense like you see Facebook account in your name, YouTube account in your name, Instagram account in your name, with your proper full name if you can do, or a short name you can do, which uniquely identifies you. Please create that and make it consistent in all the mediums across. And then you can start creating awareness videos and just stick to your social channels. Say, for example, if the hospital does not allow you to use their social media, it doesn't matter. You can start with, simple, basic, fundamental queries answering part that you can start, like how you saw ask your gynecologist, the doctor starts answering all the queries. Pick up all the questions from the social media, which people generally are asking more. You can start answering them. You don't need to have any logo. You don't need to have any, say, a phone number or a contact touch point. Supposing if you're working in any corporate organization where you've already signed some NDAs or some contracts, basically, as to you should not come in a social media to represent yourself or something like that. Your safer way to go for is, you have a awareness video that you can create, and then you can have on a non-commercial note, which is just for public welfare. If supposing the hospital where you have partnered or where you are working, they don't have a good social media strategy, then you yourself can go forward and say that, I have a better plan for your social media. Why don't you really give me the access? I can actually create some videos. Since you don't have time, I can create these videos and I can give it to you. In such cases, what the hospital will do is, since their social media is not that active, they can allow you to give your video and they can put their branding and then they can publicize. And make sure that when you're an individual, be active on LinkedIn with professional updates. This is how your calendar looks like. What you should do precisely, like you should make sure there are some 4 posts, 1 post per week, whether it is Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, or whichever way you are actually planning to go. In social post, like videos, if you're planning to create 2 videos, one video per week, or once in 2 weeks, 1 video can also go good. Once in a week, you can actually post one insightful professional update. And then you can try for, if your hospital is allowing you to use the social media challenge, you can even go for a live session. Second is, if you're having a clinic, what you should do? You should have an organizational page apart from your personal account. So your organizational page is very, very important. Name of your clinic, say, for example, ABC Clinic. That ABC Clinic name should be consistent in all the social medias. And then you create the awareness videos, which has personal branding. So which means that if you are going to talk, your personal branding is anyway going to happen. Your clinic logo is anyway going to come in the video that you are going to talk, at the, either on the top or on the video screen itself, or at the end of the video. So your personal branding and clinic branding both goes hands in hand. And when you are actually trying to create such kind of a combination, what happens is basically you can actually promote your camps in between. So there can be like 80% of content and 20% of promotion that can happen to your camps, eye camps that you may be doing. So in such cases, what do? So at least say you should have social media posts, say 2 posts per week minimum you should have. So in a month you should have at least 8 posts, and you should at least do 2 videos here. In this case also, if you can do even 1 week 1 video, it is really good. You should try to connect audience live, even if your practice is very small, doesn't matter. Don't restrict yourself with the geographical presence alone. If you may have a clinic and where there are a lot of other competition, don't get bothered with, if I do this video, will I get a patient because of this? What you will get, you never know. Basically, you may get a much bigger opportunity than that. So make sure you leverage this opportunity to showcase your presence. And of course, yes, you may get a patient, may not be from your next door, maybe the patient will come very far off also, you never know, looking at your approach. So third is a single specialty hospital. If you are a single specialty hospital, you should definitely create your own social handles, like how you have for clinic, like here also ABC hospital, whatever accounts you're going to have. Here also, the most important thing is the doctor personal branding is very, very important. In a single specialty hospital, in most of the cases, what happens is the individual doctor who starts this organization is the key person, and through him the entire team is built, or the entire team comes under him, so he becomes the main hero of the show. So it's good to have a main hero, and let the main hero's branding be very strong, and with that what happens, the individual person passes on the credibility to the organizational brand. The organizational brand also gets the leverage. So more videos from the individual person gives more credibility and more brand building for the hospital, because the medium of delivery is that hospital channel. So and then the main hero can also give opportunity for others who are there next to him, so that all or some other people, very key people who may be able to stick on to the organization for longer, can also get some visibility to come on the social media. In such case, supposing if you have a single specialty hospital, say what exactly should you be doing? You should be having actually a proper calendar with a thematic post. So what is this calendar all about? I will show you an example of this calendar. So you should be posting at least say 10 to 12 image posts. Say one reel minimum in Instagram and Facebook, or a short in YouTube. Basically, you should at least have one live per week. It can be like the main doctor talking maybe once in a month. Others can also get some opportunity to talk. And you should have at least one video post per week with one recorded video that you can have. And then you can have one centralized theme for the month. Say, for example, this month is about cataract awareness. This month is about glaucoma awareness. This month is about some very important awareness relating to eye. That entire theme post, design images, your video content, your live subject, everything should be able to correlate, so that your entire organization speaks on the same subject. And to really make sure it really works out well, supposing if it is a cataract awareness month on a particular month that you have, and your entire theming is to spread more awareness on cataract, so you create cataract awareness design post. You do reels relating to cataract awareness, answering queries basically, and then you do live sessions on various topics relating to cataract, and then you create video posts relating to cataract, and then you also promote these different content that you are having. Apart from that, you're also conducting a cataract camp in your organization physically. So outside, what happens is lot of awareness you're trying to build, and then the real conversion of this happens in the camp. So the camp again is like a proper physical camp that you will do, wherein you're inviting people to your organization, or you're going outside and you're having a, and then you are trying to make sure the conversions are happening through this. So this you can actually have the education and the promotion correlating to each other with more education component. People who are seeing this video, you can also make your camp content also reach them, and in that way you can have a good combination of people coming in. Supposing if you have a multi-specialty hospital, I think somebody is joining. Supposing if you are having a multi-specialty hospital with a major revenue from one core specialty, that is ophthalmology, and with multi-specialty, with multiple super specialties, of course, yes, you will have an organization account, and you will make sure that your personal branding, hospital branding here becomes very, very, very important apart from personal branding. So here, why? Because you have to talk about your culture, the kind of ethos that you have in the organization, what kind of quality of care that you're providing. A lot of such aspects about the hospital also have to be showcased, about the technology, about the kind of the other heroes that you have in your. It could be about a nurse or a protocol that you have, and a lot of those things basically. And the main hero, one hero, or there can be multiple heroes, he's taking turn to really come out basically. And then you can also look at cross-channel marketing. In fact, make every channel usable for your marketing. Specialty collaborations you can do. Medical tourism is another big area that you can really look at. So again, here for this also, you will have a centralized theme for the month, and you can do several things. You can write blog. The format is a little similar, but you can go a little more heavy on the content count basically. So supposing if you're looking at medical tourism, a lot of people from outside India are coming to India for medical tourism. And for that, what you can do, like you can have for Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn, I've given very specific instructions. So country-specific campaigns you can do, like sitting here, you can create a video, a testimonial video, which is in Bangladesh by a Bangladeshi patient. You can spread that message of that particular video sitting here, and it will only be viewed by people in Bangladesh, nobody else. And they can watch that content, and if people are interested to come to India, they can actually click that, fill up a form, and then they can approach you. Or if you have doctors who can talk in English, and then you can have a subtitling in Bangladesh, if it is a Bangladesh again, or if it is like in Arabic, if supposing you're targeting the UAE countries or the Gulf region, or if it is maybe Sri Lanka, or if it is whatever the other places that you're actually looking at targeting, you can have it in the specific languages and you can promote. Even in your website, you can have a specific page in that regional language. You can have the handouts in the specific language, or you may have a patient coordinator in that local facilitator, basically, who can actually talk to them in the local language and make them understand. So when you're trying to create such things in Facebook specifically, Instagram, YouTube also, you can do a lot of content only targeting that particular country. Sitting here, you can target content. And then with LinkedIn is a very, very, very valuable resource when it comes to medical tourism, because here you start posting content, and then it starts reaching the medical tourism agents who are like the real good agents, not the mafia kind of crowd, but like people who are doing very, very serious type of a business, like a professional businesses. And it also helps the government offices to reach out to you to know more about your organization, because there are a lot of embassies, basically, a lot of organizations are there who may want to really, establish connect with India and also help the people in their respective countries. And that can really happen if your online presence is good. They will go out and check your online presence, and if you are really communicative enough in terms of the international patient policies, protocols, the way how you understand it better, that display of knowledge really attracts your attention, and the kind of a success that you have created in the international tourism space. So all this really helps you, or the case study marketing. Here it could be even the general cases, simply because this is from a different country. Each one is a story on its own to leverage. So that's where it really helps. Think of medical tourism very seriously, because we see a lot of patients are coming in right after COVID. The medical tourism has picked up really, really very highly, and the government is also organizing a lot of medical tourism events. And there is one organization called Service Export Promotion Council of India, which is under the Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Commerce, which does extensive work on medical tourism. So their only focus is to make sure there is service export happening. So their core areas are like, you have medical, they take care of software exports, and they take care of media exports and things like that. So in that list, the medical tourism is the most important thing. So you can actually connect with them and learn more about the medical tourism initiatives. Any questions relating to this? The plan part of it. Should I join BNA? Okay, I cannot answer that. But no, yeah. But if you are having a good practice, you should not join, I will tell you, because that may not give you a very good amount of patient reach if you are really looking at. Okay, this is my YouTube channel. If you watch and give your expert opinion, that is fine. Can you share your screen number 3? Okay, I will anyway share the entire presentation. You can again go through it and we can have a discussion. I will complete the last part. Last is action. Now that you have heard a lot about the ideas and I have given you some plans, I'm also going to give you this plan to you. So you can also go through this and implement it. How do you really now do? You know what are the ideas? Now you know how to plan it. So how do you really act? The doctor was asking me about, will you show me that Facebook and open it and do? For that, I think this action part, if you understand it well, then a lot of your queries are answered. And of course, yes, in the next part, what we will do, we will also have a brief discussion so that I can structure my module in the next class according for the next class accordingly. I'll also take your opinion on that. So what are the 4 golden rules you should know before you take an action? So there are 4 things that you need to know basically. Now, when you are ready to start your social media journey. First part is, what tools are you going to use? So in the tools, there are 3 different things. First part is platform. which platform you are going to use. Are you going to use Facebook, Insta, YouTube? What exactly are you going to use? This you have to freeze first. Once you have selected this, then you need something like this. Supposing if you are someone who don't want to outsource it, you don't want to give it to any agencies outside, you don't want to outsource it to a freelancer also, you want to do it on your own, or your staff at your office can do it, then one very important resource I will suggest you, that is Canva. Some of you may be aware of it, few others may not be aware of it. There are a lot of other tools available, but Canva is very, very, very easy to do. So what does Canva do? With the help of Canva, you can design brochure, you can design social media post, you can design, you can edit videos, you can create short videos, you can create greeting messages for WhatsApp. You can do all the designing without any designing knowledge. Very, very simple. Everything is, all the templates will be available to you. And the basic skill set that you would need is, if you know how to use PowerPoint, you can know how to use Canva. It is that simple. It's dead easy. You can start with the free version. The free version itself is enough. If supposing you want to go for a paid version also, the paid version also is not very, very expensive. So you can start with this. You can do content on your own. You have to freeze on a software like this. Okay. First is the medium. Second is the software. Third is scheduling. So what I'm trying to recommend is, as very busy doctors, so now let us think that, we are not giving it to an agency or to anybody outside. So we are managing on our own. If supposing we are going to manage on our own, what is the maximum time investment we have to do? If you ask me, this is a very serious question. You just have to invest just say 3 hours in the entire month. So what happens in 3 hours, or for 3 months also sometimes? So what happens in this 3 hours for 3 months? Maybe if I keep it that way, very attractive. So what happens is, on a Sunday evening like this, if you have time in the morning, afternoon, evening, anytime, take your phone and just start recording less than 1 minute video. So if you're sitting, say, if you have 1-2 hours, basically, what I need you to create is only say 12 videos, nothing more. If you can do more, I will be very happy, but nothing less than 12. So what happens with these 12 videos? Once you have created these 12 videos, you can do editing in Canva if you want, or if you think the video itself is very clear and very, very good, you don't even need an editing, it is fine. But having a little bit of editing adds some value with your logo and everything. Once the video is created with your phone, with no other extra equipments, instruments, nothing required, that being created, what you can do is you can schedule the entire content. Say, for example, with Facebook, you don't have to spend 1 single rupee. I will show you how to schedule your content in Facebook in the next class. So you create a content and then you will upload the content in Facebook, saying that this content has to be published in the first week, Saturday, second week, Saturday, third week, Saturday, fourth week, Saturday. So all the Saturdays at say 11 a.m. or 12 p.m., this content has to be posted. For the next 3 months, you can do a scheduling on a Sunday evening, create the content, maybe edit it a bit. For this, it is not at all going to take much of your time. That's why I'm telling you 3 hours. Creation, editing, scheduling can happen in 3 hours or 4 hours, or even say initially, it may take a day initially when you're trying to get started. For maximum, I'm saying it should not take much time. With proper guidance, you will not get this much. You don't have to invest much time on that. Just to do those videos, schedule it using the free software which is provided by Facebook, and then forget it. Don't have to do anything at all. Whenever you find time in between, maybe the next week or something like that, you can go and check out your comments. And once you start getting some serious comments, I don't have to tell you how much time you have to invest. Later on, it is all your interest. Based on the response from the public, you will yourself invest more time to it. And also, once you start seeing your content is reaching more people, your colleagues are talking about it, your patients are talking about it, and some people are coming, some patients are going to come, sir, saying that, doctor, I saw this video of yours in YouTube or Insta or Facebook. Then you are going to pick up your own interest levels in trying to contribute more content. So select a medium, design or edit the content, schedule the content, and forget it. Okay. For scheduling, there are free softwares available. That is enough for you to just start with. Just to tell you, there are other softwares, paid softwares available like HootSuite, and there are a lot of others, which takes care of multi-level scheduling. If you are using say 4 to 5 social media platforms, and all the social media platforms at the same time the content has to be posted consistently, you can also use some paid tools. But this is not at all required for now. Just know that this is available. Okay. The second thing that you need to do is you need to have a content calendar ready. So what is this content calendar? As I told you, like For example, if it's it's about cataract awareness, and you should have a theme for the cataract, that is the theme of the month. And in social media like Facebook, what date the content will be posted. For example, if you're having those 4 videos and it's all going to be about cataract, and that month is cataract awareness month, the same videos can be posted in Instagram. The same videos can even be scheduled for your Instagram, and the same videos can be actually posted in the YouTube also. So once you have this clear-cut scheduling done, and you don't have to think much about it, on that particular month, your entire videos will start going out. So you can create a calendar saying in Facebook what activity can happen, Instagram what activity can happen, when how many lives you are going to do, Facebook, Instagram live you are going to do, or YouTube, what is the kind of interaction you're going to build. Just to give an example. This is a sheet which we could, create. I'll also send you this sheet. You can just verify the correctness of the dates alone. See, of course, there is something or the other every month. For example, January, there's something called World Braille Day, Glaucoma Awareness Month. Supposing if you want to focus your entire month on glaucoma awareness for January, you should do. February, something to do with anything on these aspects. If you think is related to cancer and affecting eyesight, if you can relate or correlate with the subject, then there are new combinations that you can arrive at. I don't know if it is relatable. I'm just saying, for example, for March, maybe it's about Workplace Eye Wellness Month, Save Your Vision Month, World Sight Day, something relating to that. Say it says April, Women's Eye Health and Safety Month, it is mentioned. Maybe some of the dates may be here and there because the different calendars are there in the online space. So you can also check with relevant associations whatever is the right dates for India. Here it talks about sleep. Here it talks about Healthy Vision Month, Myopia Awareness Week. For June, you have cataract related stuff, Cataract Awareness Month. July, Dry Eye Awareness Month. August, Children's Eye Health and Safety. So like that, you have everything, anything and everything. Some month there is something or the other. Even if say in a month you don't get what you're really doing, you can actually relate to whatever is there for that month, and then you can create a calendar. Or you think you want to talk about cataract for the next 3 months, you can still talk about it. But whatever you want to do, create like a calendar like this. Once you create a calendar like this, then you can stick to the schedule. I will send the format, the other 2 formats also for your planning purpose. So whenever you're getting ready for social media content, you need to know that there are different sizes for posting. There are some people who upload the content in Facebook cover page, and the image will be like cut on the top, bottom, left, right, and all that. So all these sizes are already given in Facebook. For this, the keyword is you have to check for Facebook cheat sheet. If you go in Google and if you type Facebook cheat sheet 2023, because they keep changing these sizes consistently. So if you can actually know this is the resolution, you go to Canva and you can create in a specific size, and then you can upload it. Or if you have you are stopped doing it and it is not coming, the image is getting cut, they have to check the latest style guide to adapt to this. And also in Facebook, I have also shared this link in the presentation. You want to know the exact dimensions for better visibility in Facebook. All that is given with ratio and everything. But even if you follow the normal video standards, is also good. You can post once, say for example, if you are getting confused with a lot of these style guides, post it in your Facebook once and see the video is coming out well. If not, then make the changes accordingly. Okay. Third important thing that you need to decide is who is going to execute it. It's a very, very important call. So you know so much about all these things. You have to now take a call like who is actually going to do. There are 5 different ways to execute whatever we have spoken so far. First is doing it yourself. If you are going to commit the 3 hours that I spoke to you about, then for the next 3 months you can actually create a content. So that's a good thing if you are wanting to not invest any money outside, and if you don't really want to spend anything extra on people or on outside resources, then this is a good thing to go for, wherein you yourself can do the content and schedule it. Second is training a member in your organization. You can ask a member in your organization to get a lot of courses are available in Udemy like sites where simple social media marketing courses are available. Or you can also share this presentation or this video recording to your team member. He will be able to pick up the nuances, and then he will be able to execute the plan as per the structure that you are actually trying to formulate. Third thing is you can't hire a member, and if it's too expensive, then you can even go for a freelancer for a specific type of job. who can work, say, those same, you create the video content and you give it to them. They'll do the editing, they will do the scheduling, so that you are not bothered about anything. They'll do the right hashtagging and everything. And then they will, they just have to spend, say, 1 day or 2 days for your entire next 2 to 3 months work. So they may charge you, very lesser amount of money, and that task is done. Fourth is, you hire an agency, an advertising agency, and then you go for it. You should not go for an agency, more particularly if your turnover is, somewhere less than, say, 2 to 3 crores or 4 crores. You should not go for an agency. You should go for an agency when your turnover is, you can keep the benchmark as 3 crores. Only if your turnover is above 3 crores, you should go for an agency. If you go for an agency when you are way too small and you can't really do, when I talk about agency, on a retainer commitments, when you go for it, you should definitely have good amount of earnings for the organization. Only then you should go for, standardized arrangement with agency. Otherwise, agency becomes an expense to you and it becomes a burden to you. So once the revenue is above 3 crores, maybe if you start investing on an agency, then it becomes like an useful investment to you. The fifth is like, you are a big organization, you're doing about 3 crores and it is all really going fine. You can afford an agency, you go for an agency, or you are, even doing, say, 5 crores, 10 crores, 15 crores, or 20 crores, whatever. And I'm talking about yearly turnover. So you really are, very comfortable, and you have a good team that you can hire, and you want to really make sure your internal employee team is taking care of things. So in such cases, say you have 3-member, 4-member team, or 2-member team, or 3-member team, whatever. In such cases, you train your team, ask them to get trained properly, and the team can do the execution. But you can also take a consultation from outside who can tell you what your people are doing is right or not, like an audit. So basically what is going right or wrong with your people internally, so that they don't fool you or they don't cheat you. So that you get the kind of a response you want, and the time is not wasted and the resources are not wasted. The fourth part is, this, if you understand, nobody can really fool you around on anything, whether you are doing any of these 5 methods, and if you really have to be focused on only one thing, which is the analytics and the return on investment. So how do you really understand this part? This is a very tricky part. So first is, whatever you're doing is right or not, how do you really know, or how do you really check? Whatever content you are posting, right after posting it, maybe say after 10 days or 15 days, you can actually check all these things in analytics of Facebook. So when I'm doing Facebook part, I'll show you how to check this analytics. So in analytics, you can see precisely how many people your particular post has reached, whether it is a video post or it is a text post, normal post, and what was the topic, when was it posted, and how much engagement it had. So when for example, say when you're doing such posts, say for 10 to 15 posts, the last 1 month post or 2 month post, you analyze, that a lot of people are having more engagement. If you see here also, they're having more engagement to a video or a particular type of a news coverage. Then you do more of those kind of content instead of content which is having lesser engagements like this, or some other videos like this. So what basically people are wanting to see from you, then you create more such content from that level. And then you see that we just did a test experiment. You just tell you there are different features available in various different things, but Facebook live is very special feature, or live in YouTube, or going live with Instagram is also a very good thing to go for. What happens here is, we tried this feature before also, and consistently this gives us a lot of good visibility to the doctor. Even when you make a post, instead of doing a post, normal static post, and if you come on live, say for example in this particular page, it has got 958 views, and for a hospital which is in a tier 3 location, and a doctor is getting, say, nearly 1,000 people watching her video, is really amazing for that particular location. And people may think, it's a tier 3 location, who will watch? And this is a sufficient enough evidence to tell you that people are watching. And similar is the case which we tried doing for an medical tourism focused client also. So here you see, this is for a Bangladesh kind of, they are based out of Chennai, and they are trying to do a live for Bangladeshi audience. They are having nearly, say, 9,100, nearly it was, reaching 10,000 people doing a live program basically. Imagine the effect of live. And to do live, you have to spend 0 rupees. It only requires your time commitment, nothing else. And your normal camera, what you're using in your laptop, is good enough for you to go live. So it's very simple, or even your phone camera is good enough for you to go for live. Very simple, but a very powerful feature to use, and that's why you would have seen that a lot of people are using live. Of course, yes, like as every feature, when it is getting introduced, it will have a lot of popularity. It will give you a lot of visibility. Later on, the visibility will also decrease. But reasonably well, I can say that the live feature has got good visibility comparatively. And whether you get more viewership or not, don't bother about it much. Start doing it consistently. Once you start doing it consistently, then you will have good returns. Okay. The second part that you need to know is, first is what content is working for you. With the analytics, you can find out. Second is with the post reach, you can find out. Second is the analytics. What's the overall health of your Facebook page? Have you been reaching, say, on a month-on-month basis on an incremental note? See, this says, your post has reached from 6th August to 2nd September, 36,000 people. So in that way, is it all going green? Is it all growing? That is something that you need to note. Okay. The third important measure is your the four things, basically. Phone calls. Because of all this outreach, what is happening? Are you getting more number of phone calls? How do you really measure it? You need to have a cloud telephony system in place, which is like an IVR system, which is now very, very cost effective. Earlier and all that, people used to, only those at a very, very premium level used to have such facilities. Now, the facility cost is, the technology cost is very, very less. And people are now adopting to use such technology, which can record all your phone calls. And it becomes an easy reference for the organization owner to know, is the organization's visibility growing in the outer space or not? Whether you released a paper ad or even you are doing physical marketing, you're doing any form of marketing, your PRO is going and meeting all these hospital owners. Only thing that is owned by you, that will stay with you, that will work 24 hours for you is your phone number. Don't ever forget this. Your website address and your phone number should never ever change once fixed. Because we can't say about social media, this phone number is going to be with you and this website is going to be with you. This is going to be a permanent address. With social media, we don't know what will happen to Facebook tomorrow. And if Facebook is not going to be there, or it is going to be banned in India, like how they banned TikTok in India, it may not be there. And you cannot even do anything about it. And if your business is heavily relied on that, you should be using the social media platform only to gain audiences and drive traffic to your website and to your phone number. So make sure you are recording these phone calls and you're keeping a track on everyday basis. Are we getting phone calls or not? Yes, we are getting phone calls. How many phone calls are we getting? Last month, we got 50 calls per day or 10 calls per day. This month, we are seeing, say, 20 calls per day. So there is a growth. So you want to understand your marketing investment is really giving you the returns or not. The first and the most important parameter for you to know is the phone calls. And this is a basic mistake I see a lot of doctors are doing. They don't have a cloud telephony system in place. Without this, you can't even measure your growth in any angle. You employ an agency, you employ your employees to do this work, or you yourself do the work. If you don't measure it through a cloud telephony, because all this analytics will show good. Your reach in Facebook is good. A lot of people it is reaching. People are also saying that, doctor, I saw you in everything. But why I'm not getting more conversions? People calling you is the most important thing today. There are a lot of patients who know you will walk in, but what about the new patients? Before they want to step out, they want to call you and ask if the doctor is available. Can I fix up an appointment? So that is a very important thing to note. You need to have this solution in place. If you need any references or if you need any specific, you have any specific questions on this part, I can tell you. Second is your website inquiry forms. There are a lot of people who still think that I'm in a tier 2, tier 3 location. Why should I have an inquiry form in my website? Let me tell you, if your organization is there for 5 years, 10 years, or 15 years, once you have crossed this 5 years benchmark, basically, even if you don't have a website properly, but there are a lot of patients of yours who are going to your website to fill up an inquiry form. It is so surprising even for us, but still in tier 2, tier 3 locations, people are filling forms and trying to fix appointments. So it is working, it is happening. Third is chat. When it comes to chat, you can actually even start a WhatsApp chatbot. Since the question for WhatsApp also came, I'll just give you a brief overview on this WhatsApp chatbot. Nowadays, you see there are a lot of companies like Interact, Wati. So these are called WhatsApp chatbots, basically. So you can actually get a membership or you can actually get a subscription from them. They will charge you, Interact charges nearly 1,000 rupees per month and say Wati charges 3,000 rupees per month. You can take one of these softwares. What they do is they get your number as a business account. So once you get it as a business account, what happens is you have to submit some of the documents that they ask you for your registration certificates and all that. Once the registration process is through, then they give you, then they make that particular number, that then they make your account as a business account. So once the business account happens, then you can start even communicating to your patients. So if patient fixes up an appointment, you can send through your chatbot, your appointment is fixed. Or you can even automate the appointment through chatbot. The patient is coming to your website, they can, through the WhatsApp, they can fix up an appointment with you. All those functionalities can be very well routed with a simple chatbot solution, WhatsApp chatbot solution. The fourth is a direct walk-ins through which you can understand. So if these four things are measured properly, then you can actually have a clear understanding of your ROI, return on investment. Okay. So keep a note on the source of your patient, and this will tell you which medium is really working for you. You don't, sometimes what happens is, your patient sees it online, but they don't even tell you the source, and then they can just like that walk in. Or sometimes it is, a reference that is coming from a patient, from your existing patient to a new patient. The new patient first checks it online and then picks up an inquiry through a website form. So don't go very, very particular about, keep a note of the source of the patient, but don't start tracking revenue for each source. Because a patient on the other side is going to refer multiple mediums to come and reach you basically. So you have to be available everywhere. You have to keep a note of everything, but you have to measure the return on investment from the overall activities that you would have been doing. Because you would have done a physical marketing activity 1 month. In the next month, the patient would have had a need, and the patient would have gone to online to fix up a call. You get my point? So this can really happen this way, and this is the part of my presentation. You have any queries, you can ask me, and then I'll give you a summary of what we can expect for the next class and how you have to come prepared, basically. Okay, there are a few questions. To hire an agency, we have burnt our fingers. They are promising more and end up doing nothing. So in supposing if you don't have a good experience with agency, don't go for an agency. Try to see if you can actually groom your own resources, who can initially may not be that much, giving you more results, but who can actually operate on a consistent note and then start, scaling up. Like first, keep the test mechanisms very clear. Make sure they are able to do the analytics properly, whether your phone calls are increasing or not, whether they have cracking the right formula or not. For your in-house resource, my simple advice to you is, if you are an organization, any organization for that matter, any healthcare organization, you should have two types of people if you're willing to build your own team. One is a telecaller. It is a must. Telecaller is a must. The telecaller is a person whom you can call it as counselor level, a telecounselor level telecaller. Not a normal telecaller who just like the doctor is a phone and says, yes, doctor is available, I will fix up an appointment. Not just that. A counselor level telecaller, because you'll be doing some treatment specific campaigns or a surgery specific campaigns. Say for example, for cataract surgery, you're doing some campaigns. And if somebody calls up, and the person should be little knowledgeable and pleasing enough to talk to the other person in a very mature way. That has to happen. The convincing thing has to be there. The second important thing is a digital marketing person. So the digital marketing person need not be like a very, very, very technical funda guy. He has to be good with system, and he should know how to use social media. That is enough. If he knows that much, he can take care of your SEO. He can even build a free website for you. And if he can't do SEO, also doesn't matter. He can take care of your free website. He can take care of your social media. He can take care of creating all the designs for you. And once you employ this person, you may have to make an investment of say 15 to 20,000 or 25,000 to 30,000. But make a good resource pick, and he will be able to build your team internally. Maybe once you start seeing more returns on this. Next is, what percentage of hospital income should be used for social media marketing, print media marketing, banner marketing? It is a very, very subjective question. Based on the level of growth that you want, your marketing spend has to be calculated. I can give you some basic examples. It could be like the general traditional funda of marketing is you spend 3 to 5% from your revenue. So you have so much revenue, for example, 1 crore, you spend say 3 to 5 lakhs as your marketing expense. But in some cases, what happens is now your marketing expenses, because of a lot of other factors, you have to grow very fast, you have to become very visible. It should not happen 5 years after your hospital is inaugurated. People in your neighborhood come and ask you whether your hospital, I never even knew that you are doing all this surgery. This becomes a classic case nowadays. A lot of doctors complain about. So for such things, it is actually advisable to cut short the time of making your brand reach at least to your immediate neighborhood or your regional audience. So in such cases, what I recommend is you can even go up to 8 to 10%, provided if you have a clear-cut growth plan. And if you are launching a new center, then definitely you have to do this. Without it, Because what happens is you're actually spending on marketing if you're doing it rightly, it is an investment, and it has to give you returns. If it is not giving returns, only then you have to be bothered. In fact, what happens in marketing is, supposing if you are doing this investment, you are seeing your revenue is growing from say 1 crore to 2 crores. And what you should be doing is you should increase your percentage also. So even if you have the same percentage, the amount will be increased, but you should even increase the percentage further. Once you are able to see it is giving you the kind of growth you want, then how much ever percentage you want to extend, it is all about, it is all left to you basically. But initially to go safe is 3 to 5. If you are very, very conservative, if you can really be, wanting to not take a chance, and if you have to be a little aggressive, you can go up to 8 to 10%. This is my advice. It will all vary based on different people on different ideologies. Ideally, from each platform, how many leads should be generated? So generating number of leads ideally is all based on several criteria. For example, if Apollo is marketing in a given location and they are having a marketing budget of say 1 lakh in Google, I'm just giving an example. Okay, and on the other side, we have another ABC hospital and they are also advertising, and both are spending 1 lakh in the same market, and will both get the same results. Can we just say yes or no, something like that? Maybe in the chat. It's an interesting question.
No.
Why
Apollo will get more.
Why no? Why Apollo will get more?
Outreach and the branding is also already established.
So it is a known brand already, and known brand doing promotion will get more response than an unknown brand. So it doesn't mean that Google is not being just. Google is being partial to Apollo. So it is not that. It is actually people who are partial to Apollo because they know this brand and they don't know the other brand. So that is what happens. So there is no fixed number of leads. But what I have seen, one thing is, there are some brands like some good practitioners for 10, 20 years, 15, 25 years basically. They are not at all there in social media, but when they start the social media channel and they start building their website, organically they will get a lot of leads. I've seen this because all these patients are already in digital searching for you. You are not there. So they are not even spending more money. They're just making their presence felt. Immediately they start getting the leads. So there is no fixed number of leads. It's all based on the organization's visibility already. Number two, how much, if supposing you are a new organization, how much aggressively you are planning to build your content and promote your content. Focus more on promoting the content and then doing promotion. Okay. Promote more education. That's what I'm trying to say. In my Facebook page is mostly social and that has audience. Should I create a new Facebook account? There are two things basically. One is a profile, another is a page. If you are having a page, which means that somebody is following that, they are liking your page and they are following you. If yours is a profile, then you have friends. If you have friends, then you are not supposed to do any business activity. I'll talk about the difference between Facebook profile, I think, in detail in my next session. So here, what I'm saying is, if supposing you already have a Facebook page for your organization, you can actually use that same page for building your presence felt. You don't have to change it actually, if it is there for a longer time. If you don't have it this way, if you're talking about your personal profile with organization thing, then you have to build separately for organization. I have a data of 10,000 patients. I have operated in last 5 years. Now I am opening in my own eye hospital. What should I use? How should I use it? Very beautiful question. So this I'm going to show you even in the next this thing, but I'll give you an overview of what it is. In Facebook, there is a feature called custom audience. Okay. In custom audience, what happens is, instead of you reaching say 10 to 15 lakh population, random population, which you should definitely do, only the new people will also come. You can also upload your data, which could be in the form of email ID or phone number in Facebook. For example, now doctor is having this 10,000 patients' phone numbers, and doctor is uploading it in Facebook. Facebook will say, out of this 10,000 patients, say there are 5,000 people who are having account in Facebook with the same number. Others may have account in the same number, may not have an account also. So Facebook will say 5,000 people will have. So the 5,000 people you can actually target in Facebook. So apart from that, now your WhatsApp has this concept of communities. So in a community, you can actually have more than say a very good number of people now. So with communities also, you can start building your this thing in WhatsApp community, wherein only you are pushing the content and then the other person receives it. If it is like a captivated crowd. Another very interesting way to look at it is, how do you create a community page, Facebook community page for your region? and then you start, answering your queries and all that. And a lot of people in that region who are curious to know about the problems relating to eye and finding solutions relating to eye, then they will join that community, and then they will start receiving this information. You can create regional communities.
You'll be telling us how to say analytics in the Facebook.
Yeah, sure. What I will do in my next class, tell me if this, since the question came, I'm just telling you this. I'm just propose you the structure. Tell me if the structure will be really helpful to each one of you in the upcoming class. So what I would suggest is, first is I will tell you the account creation process. I will send you a video first. Supposing if any of you don't have a Facebook account created, you can create a Facebook account and YouTube account. Okay, create a Facebook account and YouTube account first. That is the first thing. Number 2, I will tell you what is the difference between profile and the page, and how you should use a profile and how you should use your page. Third thing, I'll tell you about how do you really make a post. Supposing some of you don't know how to make a post, I'll tell you what is the right way of making a post. There is a structured format to make a post that I will tell you how to do. Number 4, I want all of you in the live class, in the class that you will be having in the next, the upcoming Saturday, to do the first Facebook live session. I will teach you how to do a live in the class. We will stop the videos. You will take your phone. You will do your first live video introducing yourself and posting it in the Facebook page of yours. Okay. So we will do the first FB live if it is already not done. And after that, I will teach you how to check the analytics. Number 6, I will teach you how to schedule the post. And the 7th, last part, if possible and if time permits, and if it doesn't permit that day, then on the next day I will tell you how to promote your content. 7 things I have noted down.
One more thing I want to add.
Yeah, please.
As the other doctor said, that he has got a database of about 10,000 patients. And
Yeah,
that videos can be uploaded onto the Facebook page. How to go about that? If you can tell that also.
Okay, I will also tell that how to upload
Data.
numbers. If I could not complete it fully, because that itself is a process, there are several steps to it. I will share a video. Supposing if I could not cover it, I'll tell you the basic way of promoting. If I cannot tell you completely here in the class, I'll definitely send you a video. Please. And how to do it step by step.
Okay.
It is not justify or come within our time limit.
Thank you.
So I have made note of it. There are some 8 things that we will be doing. If someone has anything more particularly wanting me to cover in the 2-hour session that we are going to have next week, please ask me. So my request to you all is, I have done the first session of the search, how your patient how your patients search you online, or your patients search generally online. I want you to go through the presentation again, fill up your planner. So because the entire idea of this master class is you get in-depth knowledge. I don't know how many of you will be wanting to get down and do it. If you can get down and do it is good. But you may not have time. But understanding certain aspects like this and having a control over it is more important according to me. Because even in my organization, I don't sit and do any of my promotions. There are people who do it. So, but what I do is I know the metrics to control. I know the metrics basically with which I can assure or know that, this is going in the right direction, this is going in the wrong direction. My people need inputs here. I have to give inputs here more particularly. Agency sometimes may not know. They may be a general agency and they may use a retail format to promote it. So sometimes, things like that can happen. So for such cases, knowing the direction is very, very important. And of course, yes, how to do it, I'm going to anyway show you. You can also go through that. We will do a live session on the live part of it. And then we will scheduling also. I will try to show you here. But one together, what we will do is the Facebook Live for sure. Other things I will show you practically. I'll give you a video recording of it. You can go and try later on as to how that thing works. If you have any questions now, I can answer that part. Any recommendations for cloud telephony software? We can get can we segregate the patient incoming calls from other general calls? What are the other general calls you're getting? I don't know. Maybe if whatever calls you're getting, you're anyway getting. Maybe if you're referring to say vendor calls or job calls, you cannot segregate as such. What can happen is you can have a IVR system. IVR system is like click 1 for patient appointments, click 2 for other queries. Maybe if you're having something like that, people who are clicking number 2 can go to a different number where other queries can be handled. That can happen through cloud telephony. There are a lot of softwares available as far as cloud telephony is concerned. My recommendation is go for a local vendor. If you have a local vendor, go for a local vendor and use it. If you don't have a local vendor, and if the local vendor is not very trusted, then you can go for Tata has a solution. I'll give you the link. Tata has a cloud telephony solution.
Teleservices.
Yeah, Tata Teleservices is a cloud telephony solution. And if you think their solution is good enough for you to use, I'll share the link. You can actually go for that. My Operator also you can use. There are My Operator, Nolarity, Tata Telebusiness. The problem is, we still keep getting some problem or the other with My Operator or Nolarity. It becomes way too scary to recommend any software as such. So I just recommended Tata Telebusiness to you, but you can still use My Operator or Nolarity or anything for that matter. Okay, since social media is permanent, is there a way to do it in sandbox preview? Of course, yes. Like nothing is permanent in social media. Who told you it is permanent, doctor? Say, for example, you're creating a content and you're posting it, and immediately next minute you can download, you can delete it. So there is nothing permanent. So maybe you planned a content today for the next month, and you're seeing that next month you want to do something else. You're changing your mind. You can stop all that whatever you have scheduled in the last minute also. Even after it is scheduled, like it is posted, you can go and delete it immediately. See, all our channels are not very heavy, high volume traffic channels. You don't have to worry. The moment you post it and it goes viral. So don't worry about that at all. Maybe some of you may even build something like that later on. But you don't have to worry. Even if it is viral, you don't have to worry. You can always delete the content. So you don't have to be worried about it. But you can always have this option of previewing and then doing it. That option is anyway there. You can actually check that. Okay, I will share this presentation also. I just want to get your feedback for today's class. Maybe in the WhatsApp group, I want you to share. And also, is there anything that you want to ask me?
Yeah, I
Yes,
hired one agency 6 months ago.
Okay.
And it was a retail sort of, like they are making those promotional clips, promotional flyers sort of.
Okay.
And they said that we will be handling your Facebook and Insta pages. Now the thing is that they are not having access to my Facebook page. I don't know what was the difficulty. But they created a separate Facebook page and they're putting that things on the Instagram. The thing is that now they are putting it on the Facebook groups. Whatever the promotional clips or whatever promotional flash they are making. But no audience is noted or cross-checked.
Okay. What happens is basically, whenever you are trying to create a content, you are posting this content, whenever it is a new page, basically, so people will not know that this content is existing. So this page is existing. For that, my ideal recommendation is, whenever you are posting something, initially don't start with your normal generic text-based, image-based post. Start with a doctor post. For example, if you are the main person, your post has to come first. You have to talk for a minute, less than a minute, and you have to give that content, and it has to be posted. Let me tell you, out of my agency experience, we're handling so many accounts. The general, usual, any creative that I do, with many graphics that I do, that does not have much reach, and that is the fact of the day. I have to brutally. What has more reach? If you ask me, it is the hero of the show who pulls more attention. That is the doctor himself. And once the doctor comes in, the audience is excited because you have built your audience already. And when the doctor comes, whether they see the video fully or not, they will say, very informative doctor. And it's your audience. Even if they hear few words, they are excited. So make sure the hero is there on the game. Otherwise, agency can't play this game. That is very important. Next, number 2, very important thing is, okay, now you are there and you have posted the video. How will people know? You have to invite people to your page to like your page. There you have to send invitations so that people will come and like your page. Number 3 is, you have to promote your video in your region. So there are simple promotion mechanisms available, which I will tell you in the next Facebook class also. Please don't think that why we should spend money on this. No, Facebook is a commercial medium. They're not doing any service to us. They have given it for us to use it so that we can use it fully and then make the payments to them when we are actually using it for business purpose. So let us leverage that and make use of that, and use it to its fullest potential. Any video that you are promoting, 500 to 1,000 rupees, if you put, you will have a massive reach. Don't expect, no, it has reached say 20,000 people, but nobody called me. No, it is only branding. People are seeing you because you are not asking them to give you a call. You are asking Facebook to make your video reach only. Once you are making your video reach, say consistently for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, you can see slowly your subscribers or your followers or your Instagram people are increasing. So once they are increasing, which means that you're doing a good job with respect to content. And then what can happen is slowly when you're trying to do a camp, some kind of a promotion, the same audience will get to know this message, which you can leverage later. Consistently with this, you can actually build your online popularity. But you should never give up in between. That's the most important thing.
Thanks for the elaborate answer. Thank you.
Thank you. I will take this last question. With this, we end it. It is 9 exactly. What are your views about doctors having presence in Practo and other patient interaction portals for teleconsults? Would they really boost our institute presence? My simple recommendation is, whether it is Practo, I cannot give a more suggestion on that because there are some Ophthall associations which are strictly against it. And when it comes to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, anything, any third-party medium is a third-party medium, which is not under your control. They will change their rules. Sometimes they will promote you to promote themselves. It is not they're promoting you, they're promoting themselves by promoting you. Because if they're promoting good content, their audience are going to be there. That is going to help the platform. So it is all like everything has a motive behind it. The only thing which is under your control, where you should fully focus on, is your building your own website and your own that number, one permanent number for you. The rest of the third-party mediums you should use. I'm talking about social media or any of these things to gain popularity immediately, to promote yourself, increase the presence, leverage these mediums, and get the attention back to you. That has to, which has to come either in the form of a visit to your website or as a phone inquiry to you. That's it. With that, I'm going to conclude this session. Thank you very much for being a very patient audience. And we'll again connect next week. Please share your valuable feedbacks about this particular session of today in the group so that I can improvise myself in the next session accordingly. Thank you very much.